Inspire with Nendrix, the foundation.
Hello, Embracing Arms community. This is Dr. Danielle Hairston. I'm coming back to you with a 5-minute quickie for your best life. And I'm just really excited to talk to you guys today. Over the past couple of weeks, I've been healing. I had surgery. And so you may have seen my video was coming in a little slower than normal. And so today I decided to jump on a webinar this morning and engage in some dialogue with some friends of Extension and talking a little bit about wellness and establishing boundaries in the workplace and at home. It was a really quick conversation this morning, and it just made me think I need to come to my Embracing Arms community and talk to you guys again. And I know that in our past sessions that we've talked about boundaries. We've talked about, ways in which we can give back to ourselves and take care of ourselves, especially in the height of COVID. When we started to have these conversations in 2020, that was pretty much the focus of our conversation, is just how do you find balance? How do you transition to working from home and being in this, social distance kind of, situation. And so I just wanted to come by and just share some things with you about finding some balance and setting some boundaries in the workplace. One of the things that I shared with this amazing audience this morning was that it's really important to recognize that, number one, these organizations that we're with and that we're supporting their mission and vision, when we're long gone, the business will continue, right? And I know it's kind of hard to hear that, especially as a business owner myself. But that's real. And we put so much energy into supporting the mission and vision that sometimes we forget to support our own personal, emotional, physical, nutritional vision and mission. We put so much energy, we dump so much into other things that we forget about ourselves. And in order for us to be able to be fully functioning in any organization, we have to refuel. We have to give to ourselves. And as I mentioned with the audience, that, giving to yourself is not a negative. It's a plus, right? It's a plus for your organization. It's a plus for your children. It's a plus for your spouse. It's a plus, for yourself. Like, that's the best gift that you can give those people that you love and the things that you love, is pouring into yourself and saying yes to yourself. And so some of the things that I was sharing was just some tips on how you could manage your workspace, work-life balance, and set some boundaries. And I shared, several things that you can do, and, visit Embracing Arms and log into the portal, on your membership portal, so that you can get the longer version of this, which will be made available within the next 48 hours. But some of the things that I was talking about in the workplace is, like, the first thing is really managing your schedule. Amongst everything else is managing your schedule. And one of the things that I've been doing over the past several years is blocking my time. Because if you don't block the time, you leave it open for everyone else to manage it for you. And so the first thing that I do is I block the first hour of my day. My first hour of my day from 8 to 9 or 8 to 9:30 is blocked. And that is being used for me to respond to emails or just do some general paperwork that I may have put off the day before, or may not have had enough time at the end of the day before to do, or because it was the weekend, some things have popped up. And so I block that time to take care of emails. And I also block off 12 to 1, which is my lunch time. Because if you don't block that time, chances are you may not take your lunch. And before you know it, it's 3 o'clock and you're finally eating your lunch. And so those 2 times was very important for me to block off. What I also do during that 12 to 1 hour is I create a reoccurring link, a Zoom link, because in the event that, people are trying to get in contact with me or trying to schedule a time with me and they just cannot find the time, because the way I manage my calendar, and the earliest date that they can get is August or September or October. They may contact me and say, hey, I've been trying to, schedule some time and there's nothing available until September. Is there any other flexibility? Then I'll say, well, you can have lunch with me. Join me for lunch at 12 o'clock. Here's the link. But I'm going to be eating, and it may not be pretty, but join me, from 12 to 1, you can have lunch with me during that time. And then that way I'm not giving up my lunch. I'm satisfying the needs. And I'm also making sure that, I'm feeding myself and taking care of my nutrition, because sometimes that's the other thing that we forget to take care of. And the other thing that I do is I demonstrate that behavior loudly, and I let my staff know that that's how I manage my calendar, so that gives them permission to do the same, because they're going to do what we do. If they see that we're answering emails at night, that we're keeping our calendar open for anyone and everyone to just drop in there, we're having meetings that are back to back, you're having to leave one early because you got to race into the other one because you don't want to be late. I mean, if we're doing that, we're demonstrating bad habits, for our colleagues. And so those are some of the things that I wanted to share with you in this 5-minute quickie or longer. But if you want to learn a little bit more about some ways in which you could operate some best practices and setting some boundaries, go back over to embracingarms.com and log into your membership portal and check out the longer version of this workshop. So anyway, I just wanted to come by and share this 5-minute quickie to you. Continue to go out in the community and embrace someone. They're waiting on you, and live your absolute best life.
Words leave her mother's mouth. Rain is too loud, barely hear what she is fussing about. Peek through the curtain, sees her brothers bleeding from his mouth. She sees herself as Rapunzel, but without the interest to lead his house.
We're chillin', having our fun. Come spend the weekend with us and